But
What's good, people? Welcome back to another episode of RNS. We are back. The season's nearly over. We've got a couple weeks, not even a couple weeks, one more week in the Prem. Cup finals are coming. We're going to talk about one cup final. It's deadly day. Someone's going to die, and hopefully it's not going to be Man United. This Wednesday, the Europa League final, Man United versus Spurs. Do or die. It's going to be sad for one team, and I hope it's not going to be me. KWEKU'S, a Chelsea fan. I know you lot have beef with Spurs, Chelsea, but you don't necessarily, and I kind of get your reason why. Who do you want to win this final and why?
all right, cool. So in terms of, before I give you my favourite or who I want to win the final, bro, we've never seen, this is going to be a historic hate watch. Like, there is so many vested interests. And like, just go through the big teams in the Premier League. If you're a Chelsea fan, like most Chelsea fans want Man United to win. If you're a Liverpool fan, you want Spurs to win. If you're a City fan, you want Spurs to win. If you're an Arsenal fan, you want United to win. Like, everybody's got.
Some Arsenal fans hate us more than they hate Spurs.
I know I know they're keeping it quiet though. But they also don't want.
Arsenal wants both teams to lose.
They want both teams to lose. But yeah, it's I can't wait for it. It's blockbuster. Like, so much is on the line because these teams are 16th and 17th of the Premier League table. Whoever loses has had a historically terrible season.
Man.
Like, let's look at it from a Man United point of view. Granted, Amorim came in, November time? I understand that he needs time with his players, or he needs his own players or whatever, but this is unacceptable. If you don't get onto 40 points in the league and you lose the Europa League final, there's rightly going to be questions asked. You keep your job, but there's going to be questions asked. For Ange, another report came out today that he's going to keep his job regardless of what happens. No, he's going to lose his job regardless of what happens in the final. I don't see that happening. You can't underestimate the feeling of winning the final. Man United fans before the FA Cup final, it was mostly Ten Hag out. Afterwards, it was 50-50 that he can stay if he wants.
Bro, I know people that watched Ten Hag, that wanted Ten Hag out. That wanted, like, because I remember I was a Ten Hag out. I said, let's get footballing people, Ineos behind him, and we'll see. And then if it's gone, then he goes, and I'm reaping what we're getting now. But I know people, and I won't name names, I don't want to embarrass them, but I know Man United fans that wanted him out. They saw that cup final performance. They saw Ten Hag said, if they want me to leave, I'll go win trophy somewhere else. And I was like, yeah. And then after, I was like, you know what? I hear it. Yeah. And then they were like, you know what? Let's give him another summer. Because it's impossible not to feel that we win a trophy, bro. Yeah, man.
And for Spurs who haven't won a trophy for 17 years, like, you cannot tell me that there's going to be Spurs. It's 2008, bro. They last won a trophy. 2008, they last won a trophy.
Champions League ago was 17 years. I could have had a Ute.
I have a Ute.
Yeah, I know, but like, if I had a Ute in 2008, which is ridiculous, but like,
yeah.
That nigga could drive now.
Bro, that's how long ago it is. That's how long ago it is.
Just as well I couldn't have a Ute at the age of 10, but 11, but carry on.
But Spurs winning this trophy is everything. And I can't see a world in which Daniel Levy, if you sack Ange, you're going to have to pay him, right? I can't see a world in which Pochettino's contract with the Team USA is done at the end of the World Cup. I can't see a world in which you just don't give Ange the final year of his contract and then bring in Poch when his contract ends, if he wins a trophy. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't think Daniel Levy wants to pay another manager. He had to pay out Jose Mourinho. He had to pay out Antonio Conte. I don't think he wants to pay out Ange Postecoglou if he wins a trophy for him and qualifies for the Champions League. It's like, why would you? But in terms of my personal preference, after all of that, it might be sacrilege, but I want Spurs to win.
Boo.
I want Spurs to win. I want Spurs to win because, and again, you might view it as disrespect. Growing up, Spurs never, like, to some Chelsea fans, yeah, I get it, rival. They never took anything off my plate. Spurs never beat us. They never won trophies apart from 2008. They never won the trophy that I wanted to win. They were always just the bridesmaids and never the bride. Even in the year that they were challenging for the title in 2016, Battle of the Bridge, 2-0 down against Spurs, who are way better than us. We come back 2-2, stop them winning the title, give it to Leicester. So Spurs have never been a problem to me. Like, I get it, the fans are annoying, I get it, the historic rivalry with Chelsea, but I don't care. Whereas Man United ruined my childhood, ruined everyone's childhood. Man United, like, that should be a tagline, ruining childhoods, because they did that for so many people. That's why, like, I have no reason to hate Man United apart from the fact that they were good. And also, I'm worried that if Man United win, the players they can attract will be that of a caliber that we're trying to attract, right? Say Osimhen is deciding whether to go to Manchester United or Chelsea. We're not in Champions League yet, by the way, at the time of recording. We have not qualified for the Champions League. Some of the players that we want to get, you might be able to attract them as well. So for me personally, I want Spurs to win. But really and truly, I don't care.
I don't care. Yeah,
I don't care.
You're just hate watching. Whoever wins, wins, and whoever loses, loses, isn't it?
What about you? How much does this game mean to you, by the way? In terms of the history of the football club, has there been many more, not important games in terms of Champions League, you win it for the glory, but important in terms of the future?
Sliding doors moments and futures. This is the most important game post-Fergie I've ever seen, bro. It's crazy to say that because
that's interesting.
This could go so wrong or could go not even so wrong or so right. Because if we lose, not only do we not have European football next season, I don't even think we can even try and get into European football. I couldn't tell you the next time we will probably get into Europe if we don't. Because, brother, we finished 17th. Even Man United will spend money and they will probably still get rid of people regardless of what happens. But we would then have to either reach the top 6, 7 to try and get back into Europe. And that's not to get back into the Champions League. There'll be no way to get into the Champions League unless we finish top 5. And I don't think, well, maybe we could, but I don't know who we're going to sign. And right now it looks very, very unlikely. So I'm not going to say that we're going to, rather we're getting into the Champions League by winning the FA Cup to get into the Europa League and then winning the Europa League to get into the Champions League. It's the most backward way to get into the competition, but it has to be did for us to.
That's so crazy if you think about it.
Yeah,
Man United are going to get in the Champions League if you win by winning the FA Cup, which got you into the Europa League, and then winning the Europa League.
Got us into the Champions. It's insane, isn't it? It's the most backwards way to ever get into the Champions League.
My God. But after finishing 8th. And then 16th or
17th, bro. Absolutely crazy. Like, it's a crazy institution. And I don't want this institution to be crazy anymore. And the quickest way to get out of this crazy is to back Amorim as quick as possible, get rid of players as quick as possible, and we need money. Like, even though Jim Ratcliffe lied, he said we'll be bust by the end of the year, but there's not some truth into that because we won't be bust, but we don't have any money. There's no cash flow whatsoever. They've got no P's, so we need the Champions League. We need the matchday revenue. We need to attract players that are Champions League level. We're attracting players right now who are mid-table level. That's why niggas like Bournemouth and West Ham have better players. There's so many people at West Ham. Bear in mind, West Ham are terrible. There's so many niggas in that West Ham team that could easily start for Man United. Right?
Like who?
Paqueta, Bowen, Kudus.
That's probably it.
Yeah, that's probably it. But still, that will make our team better.
The
fact that we're 3 West Ham players, when could we say 3 West Ham players back in the day, other than Mascherano and Tevez? Even still, we took Tevez after that one. And Mascherano, they managed to even be there in the first place, bro.
Third party ownership.
Do you know what I mean, bro?
What was that, bro?
Do you know?
That's the first time I heard the third party
ownership. How can 3 niggas own one guy, bro? Insane. But exactly. So it's such a big moment post Fergie, bro. And Man United, I don't need to have a performance. I remember that Stockholm. I've never rewatched that Stockholm final because it was boring. But Jose Mourinho said, get that ball to Fellaini's chest and do what you need to do to get the job done. And we scored a deflected Pogba goal. Mkhitaryan scored a random goal past Onana in the second half, and we got into the Champions League. I don't ever need to rewatch this final. I don't care if we win 4-0. I just need to lift that trophy and be like, you know what? Thanks, guys. Champions League football next.
And what are the consequences if you lose?
Football's going to be horrible for me for the next couple of years, or I end up in the Thames. Who knows, bro? Who knows? No, I'm joking. but no, really and truly, like it will be scary, bro. It will be because I want Amorim to do well, but he will like he's already losing the moderates with the Premier League thing. But now if he doesn't win a trophy, and it's not even the trophy, it's just the trophy just covers our eyes. Because we'll be in the Champions League next season, and we can do a Nottingham. Dare I say it? We can do a Nottingham Forest. And
that's crazy to say. A Man United could do a Nottingham Forest.
I know. Hence why I didn't want to say it, but that's our reality, right? So there's that. But I just honestly think if we don't do this, we can still get back with Amorim, even if we don't win the final. But it'll just take longer, and I don't have enough time, Kweku. I don't want to be 30 and aiming for top 4, bro. When I was watching football, top 4 wasn't a thing. It was a thing when City and Tottenham were. And Pavlyuchenko got Tottenham into the Champions League, or Peter Crouch scored that goal. You know what I mean? That was the race for top 4. Now it's top 5. Now 7th can get this, and there's Conference League. And
like with how everything's set up right now, we are going to have frequently at least 5 teams from England in the Champions League, and some years 6, like we're going to have next year, because of just the coefficient, because of how competitions fall, because like the English teams that are going to be in the Europa League probably ain't going to qualify for the Champions League through the league, but they're still going to be one of the favourites of the Europa League because the Europa League's ass. So like every year it's going to be 5, maybe 6 English teams in the Champions League. And I feel like I made this point earlier on Inside Chelsea the transfer windows, this upcoming transfer window is the most important transfer window we've seen in the Premier League for the last 10 years.
Yeah, there's 2 now, isn't there? There's like one before the Club World Cup.
Yeah, exactly. And if you look at last year, look at the traditional big teams, not one of the traditional big teams signed a player that impacted their starting 11. Liverpool didn't sign, they signed Chiesa, that was it. Didn't impact the first 11.
Where is he?
Bro, I don't know, just happy to be there. But like won a competition. Look at Man City, name one player they signed. They signed Savinho, has that really impacted their starting 11?
No, he gave us that one performance. Was it in the, it wasn't even the Community Shield. He gave us that one performance against you, man, at the start of the season, wasn't it?
And that was it.
And that was it.
Like, he not been seen since, really, in terms of impacting football. Look at Arsenal, Mikel Moreno, Calafiori. Have they impacted the starting 11?
Was Moreno even in the summer? That was January.
No, it was in summer.
Was that in the summer?
Yeah, but he's playing centre midfield from
You're lying, that was in the summer.
That was in summer. They signed Mikel Moreno, Raheem Sterling, and Calafiori. Look at that transfer window. Like, Chelsea didn't sign anybody that impacted the starting 11. So, like, big teams stood still.
Yeah.
Look at this summer. Liverpool already sorted out Frimpong. Kirkheads, they're sorting out right now. Like, Man City are trying to sort out Verts, and so are Liverpool.
Trying to get Warinders as well.
Arsenal have already signed Zubimendi, basically. Like, teams are moving quickly, right? And Man United and Spurs can't move quickly until they know what competition they're in.
Man United are moving to Cunha already.
Yeah, trying to move
regardless.
to Cunha. But that's slow. I don't know why it's slow. So, like, I just think that this transfer window is going to be so important because maybe you are right. Maybe it doesn't take that long. Maybe it takes signing 4 or 5 players.
3, 4, 5 players can change
because the Premier League's going to be so
destiny,
open next season.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you sign 4 or 5 players, Bruno Fernandes is still Bruno Fernandes and players, then maybe you can challenge for the top 5. But if you don't qualify for the Champions League, that transfer window looks a lot different.
Yeah, it looks
and that's why this game is. I cannot wait, bro. I cannot wait.
I know you can wait. I just want to get it over and done with. Like, I don't care about the game. I just want to get it over and done with.
But that's why the neutrals, I think, should be supporting Spurs. Because Man United don't care about the trophy.
Brother, if we could give Spurs the trophy, I was saying this to Spurs fans at work. You man take the trophy, we'll take the Champions League football. Everyone say yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care about the trophy.
Yeah.
Stockholm 17, bro. Who lifted that? Who was the captain that lifted that trophy? It was Antonio Valencia. No, it was Antonio Valencia.
What, when you won it? No, Rooney.
Well, Rooney came on.
Yeah.
But Valencia was the official captain.
Yeah, but Rooney lifted the trophy.
I don't think he lifted it first. I think Valencia lifted it first.
Should you check this?
I think check the picture.
Should you check the picture? Was it 2017 or 2018?
17.
Okay.
It was 16, 17 season.
Europa, yeah.
Rooney did come on at the end because he didn't start that final.
2017.
But Valencia started and he was the captain. I think they both lifted it together.
Ooh.
But, bro, I remember from those trophy celebrations.
It was Rooney.
Was it Rooney?
Yeah, it was Rooney.
Oh, boo.
Can't remember, it was, blue kit.
Yeah, it was a blue kit. But even those trophy celebrations,
Yeah.
I'll never forget when, like, they've lifted a trophy, they're doing this. I remember Mourinho started, he done this.
Yeah.
And my initial reaction was, you shameless nigga. He done this because of 3 trophies. Bear in mind, the 3rd trophy was the Community Shield and the Carabao Cup. And my first reaction was, you shameless nigga. We ain't won 3 trophies. But regardless of what happened, like, we don't care about the Europa League. It's just, I was just relieved that, you know what, cool. Because that was my 2nd year of uni. So I was just like, all right, cool. Now we have Champions League football going into my 3rd year of uni. Now we've got Pogba in the Champions League. Yeah. Like, this is it. This is what we came for. Job done. Season done, even though we finished 6th.
What happened in the Europa League? No, in the Champions League that following season. We
got knocked out by Sevilla.
In what round?
Round of 16 because Mourinho fell out with Pogba. McMuffin started over Pogba in Sevilla and we got knocked out in the round of 16.
That's crazy. Then the next year you were in Champions League again and that was Oli PSG.
Yeah.
And then you went out to who?
Barcelona. In the quarters. Last time we reached the quarterfinal.
Interesting. Yeah, it's so important, man. It's important, like, because we've both had to watch our team play on Thursday night. My team in a lot worse of a competition. It's a slog, man. It's a slog. And I've been told so much in recent weeks I'm disrespecting the Europa League. I'm not. I'm just like, if you're a very big team,
you shouldn't care.
Being in the Europa League, something along the timeline's gone wrong. You've either, back in the day, you dropped into Europa League because you didn't qualify out of the Champions League group, or you didn't qualify for the Champions League for your league position. Like, something has happened that's gone wrong on the timeline. Yeah. Like, good teams, Real Madrid are never in the Europa League. Ever.
Yeah. Because even when Barcelona are in the Europa League, they were just like, what the hell?
What the hell are you doing here? Like, it almost feels, especially with the competition getting weaker, it almost feels like cheating. And I feel like if you win it, you should win it. So, or if you're in it, you should win it. So if whoever loses on Wednesday, bro, please stay off of social media because you might throw yourself in the Thames.
Oh, yeah. it might be one of them things. But looking at the game, and like listen, United have not beat Spurs since Oli in 2022.
2022, yeah.
And obviously Spurs are missing a couple players. United don't do really well against Premier League teams. Spurs don't really do well against Premier League teams. They've lost more games. How do you see this game going? Do you feel like there's just going to be players that just like Bruno and Casemiro that just rise it?
Yeah. Like I want Spurs to win. Man United win. Because really and truly, name me one Spurs game changer. Name one Spurs player who's got...
Son? But even still, Son's
cooked, man.
He's cooked.
He's cooked. He's playing for commercial reasons. He's playing because they want to go pre-season tours in Asia. Like if we're being honest, bro.
I swear down, the Spurs not going to pre-season tours in Asia.
Bro, like he's cooked, and we've all seen that, and it's a shame because Son for a good 7-8 years gave double figures in the Premier League every single season. He's cooked. Like, do you back Solanke in the final? Not really.
Got a good record against United.
Got a good record against United, but if Kulusevski's out, Maddison's out.
Yeah,
like
big helps.
Like I'm looking at United and I'm like, yeah, could you imagine Casemiro scoring? Yeah, I could. Could you imagine Bruno scoring? Yeah, I could. Could you imagine Maguire scoring? Yeah, like you can see those things. I can't. Like, close your eyes. What do you see with Spurs? None.
Close your eyes. Do you see Dominic Solanke?
No, bro, I see nothing. Like,
I got nothing.
I got nothing, and that's genuinely like shout out to Colin Cowherd because that's incredible. But that's it. If I close my eyes, can I see it? I can't. If I close my eyes, can I see Bruno? Yeah, I can't. Like, I can.
Yeah.
Like, I can see.
Bruno, give me one more letter. Hey, that letter before the FA Cup final changed it.
Can you see Ahmad scoring? Like, I can see bare United players. I can see Garnachos. Like, I can just see bare United players scoring. I can't see any Spurs players scoring. Like, it's just, you will win it.
Yeah, you know, I tell you, we've got about niggas like Nacho, you know.
Yeah, like, somebody's going to score. Yeah. Somebody's going to do something. Like, I could, like, even Dallo, like you just got people who are just weird. Like Man United are weird, bro. And
weird niggas like Dallo can get something. You can leave it something.
But do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
would you be shocked if Dallo
yeah.
scored? I would not be.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if Spurs won. I'd be shocked. Yeah. I want it to happen, but it ain't happening, man. We all know.
Nah, it's true. and then man have lost a couple Europa League finals. Like Ahmad came out today. He's like my last 2 Europa League finals I've lost. He lost one with Rangers. Yeah. And then he was on the bench for when we lost on penalties to Villarreal.
Oh, wow.
And then...
He's been there for a while.
Brother, Ahmad's been there since 2021. He only started playing last season.
That's crazy. He's not really a kid anymore.
He's 22. We signed him when he was stupidly young. He's only 20. He's Saka's age, bro.
Yeah.
So think of all the football Saka's been playing. If Ahmad had played as many games as Saka, we'll be having Jejo conversations. I've always said this, but you just never play football, right? And then the first person to like actually make him play football was Tony Mowbray.
Yeah.
And Tony Mowbray was like, you know what? I'm going to teach this little nigga how to play football. And now Sunderland fans still love him to this day, bro.
Yeah,
he was there at the Sunderland fans are like, Ahmad, please come back. Like they saw what we're seeing now. They said this kid's crazy.
Yeah.
And now he's starting to play football, and you can tell like he's one of our best. I think he's now on 10 goals, 10 assists in all competitions. Or no, 10 and 9. He's on 10 and 9. So give me one more, Ahmad, and we build from there, bro. But
yeah,
the only thing I'm worried about is just that we just don't have a striker, and
it's fine.
Rasmus Højlund and whatever. Hey, but whatever, man. Just get the game done, bro.
I close my eyes. Can I imagine Højlund scoring? Yeah, like it's crazy.
Can you?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, in the Europa League, yeah. In the Europa League,
he needs 2 more to be the competition's top goal scorer.
Like it's just, and for Spurs it's a shame, but I just can't imagine. I can't see how they do it. Yeah, I can't see how they do it. And granted, you've been just as bad as them in the league. They've just been a little bit worse. But
they've won more games, but they've lost more games.
They lost more games. They lost like 21 games.
Yeah, they've only lost like 17.
Yeah,
or 18.
Only lost 17. But yeah, okay, quickly to wrap it up, score prediction.
I don't see us scoring more. I actually know it's the Europa League, so maybe like 2-0 to United.
I'll go 3-1 United. I think, yeah. Oh, I want Spurs to win. But
don't say that. Come on, United. Just get it. Just please. I can't. Like, do you know what? I'll never forget watching that Europa League. Look, the last Europa League final we played against Villarreal, and I remember just watching the penalties with my dad. And as soon as De Gea missed his penalty, and they scored theirs, I just turned the TV off and just went straight to bed. Like there wasn't no pre in my TL to see everyone's reaction. I just went to bed and I said, "Oh, I'll deal with this in the morning."
Yeah,
I don't want to do that because I'm not sure if I'm going to go to bed, bro. I might not wake up. Yeah, so man. Please, Man United, please. You know that nigga that with that video is like, I just need one more from you. Yeah, just one more game. I just 90 minutes.
Yeah,
Bruno, I just need 90 minutes, bro.
And you'll get it. You'll get it.
Everything I said about you, I'm sorry.
Bruno will definitely score.
Yeah, he probably will. Even if it's a penalty or something, bro.
Yeah, he'll definitely.
Like, I'm not even I've not been nervous about it now. And I probably won't. I'm not nervous because
you'll be nervous.
I'll nervous on Wednesday. I'll be nervous on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we'll start to like kick in a bit.
Yeah, which is crazy for a Europa League fan.
But Amorim, because this will give him time. It will give him more time.
Yeah, of course.
It will give him credit. It will give him time. It will be like
FA Cup brought Arteta bare time. Finish 8th next season. That's not really acceptable.
Finish 8th the season after. No.
Finished for first season, eighth season after, and fifth season after that, and the second again today this year. All right, cool. Let us know in the comments below what you think will happen in the Europa League final. The ultimate hate watch. Cannot wait for it.
For you lot.
NBA Association. You're wearing a Brooklyn Nets shirt right now.
Giannis.
Yeah, bro. yeah.
He's been talking on Twitter the other day. He said that his favorite road game is New York, and I know a team in New York that can afford you.
I think the Brooklyn Nets. I think the proposition for him this year will be like, come this year, it'll be you and a bag of chips, and then we'll get you some players.
I think I don't know what we would have to trade to get Giannis. We've got
trade everything.
We've got 2 first-round picks. We've got the 6th and 8th pick.
Yeah,
and we've got Cam. I'd want to keep, because I feel like if you want to build around Giannis, you get shooters around him.
100%.
You get a nice ball handler that can play D, and you get shooters around him.
Yeah.
Cam Thomas is a nice ball handler, but Cam Thomas is a shooting first point guard.
Yeah.
So we can maybe trade Cam Thomas. He can, on a good night, if he stays consistent, Cam Thomas can average around 20 in the league. Cam Johnson is a good shooter, 3 and D guy you would need around Giannis. So I wouldn't want to get rid of those guys. Nick Claxton as well. That could be a nice little big, but we'll probably have to trade someone.
Bro, you pack them all up and say, I'll send you.
But this is the thing. Like we've done that before and it hasn't worked.
Yeah, but them niggas were like 34, 35.
Yeah, no, but we've done it for like KD and Kyrie and James Harden and Blake Griffin, and like I totally forgot like Blake Griffin played in that team as well.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And it didn't work out.
So.
And maybe that's because James Harden and the fat suit and Kyrie decided to repost that book about I'm not going to talk what type of race.
The songs in my head.
Do you know what I mean?
The songs in my head.
In your head.
Bro, that song's in my head.
What's on KWEKU?
Yeah, man, crazy. Flipping, I can't even think.
Zach's silence is just like, guys, he's like, don't ruin it. Don't ruin this for us. Don't ruin the bag.
Yeah, no, I won't. Yeah, I can't even think. But yeah, Giannis, I can't think. I actually can't think.
I can't think. The song's so catchy. Oh, man. Okay, Giannis. Back to Giannis in Brooklyn.
Oh, my God.
See, I'm thinking of Brooklyn. Now I'm thinking of the nigga that came out of the Stop! Oh, man. All right. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Enough about people coming out of drains. But Giannis, to Brooklyn.
Hey.
That would be nice for Brooklyn, but I just don't see where Brooklyn goes. However, speaking of Brooklyn, let's talk about the other team across the borough.
Yeah.
The New York Knickerbockers.
Good transition.
Triple H, you had the scripts.
Yeah.
Eastern Conference Finals, Knicks versus the Pacers.
And do you think it plays out like it was in the WWE? Because obviously people ain't seen it. The clip, I think it was on SmackDown or Raw, one of them, where Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson had a bit of an interaction. Obviously it's WWE scripted. But the fact that these two are now in the conference finals, and in that kind of scripting, I think Halliburton was with Logan Paul, who's a heel, a bad guy, if people don't know, and Jalen Brunson was with, I can't remember. LA Knight. Do you think it is that? Because Hallie's a bit of a villain in the league, by the way. Obviously, the people calling him overrated. Like, he's got a bit of something about him where people don't necessarily love him. Well, I feel like everyone loves Jalen Brunson. Yeah. Everyone loves this Knicks team. Like, they're like, where the Pacers, they ain't got that love. Do you think going into it, the Pacers are kind of the team that, obviously they're very, very good, got to conference final last year, but do you think most people are supporting the Knicks in this game?
Yeah, 100%. And because, nigga, name me one guy from Indiana other than Michael Jackson. But, like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, Indiana they're not a big market.
Freddie Gibbs.
Fair play. Oh, yeah. So it was that Freddie Gibbs thing you were talking about where MJ was playing chicken. I watched that the other day. It was absolutely hilarious, bro. Absolutely hilarious. But enough about niggas throwing KFC out the windows in Indiana. But you're right. The Pacers are they're not the good guys because they're not the big. It's nice. This is the first. It's the storylines with the Knicks. The first Eastern Conference final since 2000. Yes. So you ain't seen niggas like no one alive right now. No one alive. That's crazy. None of us have seen the Knicks in the conference finals. Like that was Patrick. Was that Patrick Ewing? Probably not.
Nah, I don't know who it was. You know what I mean? Like we don't know. John Starks, is that or somebody?
2000 and Yeah, but so it's nice for them. Obviously, I hate the Knicks and everything to do with the Knicks as a Brooklyn Nets fan, so good for them. But I think for the neutral with Side Talk NYC and Knicks fans, people love it.
I love Knicks fans.
And Knicks fans are great. Like New York is a great diverse city.
Bro, it's a melting pot. It's a city full of insane immigrants. And like they're all bonded by the fact that they're from New York. Yeah. So you have a black nigga from Bed-Stuy, or you have a Chinese nigga from wherever. Like
niggas got something to do with this.
But like yeah, like they just love it, and they love being from New York, and they love the Knicks. Like with and again, Brooklyn are also a New York team. But I feel like in the NFL, it's kind of split. Like there are half the city are Giants fans, half the city are Jets fans. Yeah. But in New York, most people are Knicks fans.
Yeah, there's not many Brooklyn.
There's not that many
because we were New Jersey.
You're in New Jersey,
and so to go into Brooklyn and
like being at the Garden courtside is a thing, bro. It's like Spike Lee. Like it's like seeing Stephen A. Smith giddy because he says that he's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but he ain't really. Like this is his team, bro. Yeah. We've never seen Stephen A. Smith be able to talk about his team in the conference finals. Like this is generational.
Yeah. And the Knicks are likable because you've got that Villanova core other than Dante DiVincenzo, obviously with Mikal Bridges, Brunson, and what's his face, Josh Hart.
Yeah.
So you've got like that nice college core, Villanova and whatever. And Jalen Brunson he's clutch. He's really good. He rises it in the fourth. It's the Pacers. Now, my prediction, I've got the Pacers. I think it's going to be, I've got the Pacers in 7. I think it reminds me, because this was the second round last year, right? I got the Pacers in 7. And this is the thing with Tyrese Halliburton. I've got to put my hand up and say, this guy's legit. He's legit now. Like, I think he's a top 5 point guard in the league. I think he is. 'Cause the guy can average, and I was speaking to this with my boy, like he's someone that can find a pass anywhere on the court. Yeah. He's a proper pass first point guard, and sometimes he can go off to give you 20 or 30 when you need to. Sometimes when his shooting's off, it's not great.
Yeah.
He reminds me of he's a taller version of Trae Young, basically.
Yeah.
And as good as don't get into Trae Young sick. And I've seen Trae Young get
Trae Young.
Exactly. Trae Young versus New York. Yeah. The only thing that would have been better in this conference final would have been Trae Young versus New York in the conference finals. That would have been legit. But Trae Young needs help in Atlanta, but that's another story for another day. But Halliburton, I've got to give it credit to him because this nigga started off the season he's got a girlfriend, but this nigga started the season with free snow bunnies congratulating Shaq on something and was like, I just got back to the club with his burst and his shirt off, and we all thought, oh, these snow bunnies have stripped his powers away, but clearly they haven't.
Yeah.
Clearly they haven't, and he's got to a conference finals, and I'm sorry, we don't class Halliburton as a superstar yet.
No.
So really and truly, there's no superstar in this Pacers team.
Yeah.
Pascal Siakam's not a superstar. I know he's won a ring, but he's not a superstar.
You know what we stop doing? We need to stop caring about what happens in the regular season. Yeah, cool. Give the MVP to whoever you want to give the MVP to. But really and truly, we don't care. When it gets to the playoffs, whatever you did in the regular season doesn't matter. So, like, for example, Halliburton, he's not a superstar because in the regular season, he's up and down. Paces are okay. But it's about what you do in the playoffs, right? Like, I feel like in the NBA as fans, we need to just start disregarding the regular season, bro. Like, for me, I get it. If you like hoops, you want to watch it, cool. But that shit just matters in terms of where you land in terms of seeding. And home court. And even still, home court barely matters. But that barely matters. So they've pulled up a record in terms of teams in Game 7s on their home court, and it's not great recently. And so it's all about the postseason and what you do. The reason why Ant is now a superstar is what he did last postseason, and now he's doing it this postseason. Like, legacies are made in the postseason. And the Timberwolves finished 6th, bro, in the West. We don't care. And I feel like these young niggas don't really care about the regular season. Like, we got the NBA Cup, but who won the NBA Cup? It was the Bucks. Yeah. But last year it was the Lakers. It was cool because LeBron won a cup, and we just thought, add to legacy. And no one's going to add that to his CV. Yeah. But the fact that they're trying to make the regular season more interesting shows that it's getting less and less interesting. We don't care. We don't really care about it. Whether they change it or not, that's another discussion. But I don't know, these Eastern Conference Finals, I can't wait. I can't wait because it's going to be interesting. I think they're two very evenly matched teams. And you got people like, you got Miles Turner, you got Siakam against what's his face? I was gonna call him for real, the SEC. Like, it's like, oh, for sure. With Karl Anthony Towns and stuff like that. But it's good matchup. Don't do that. Sorry, don't do that. He needs to change his voice, right? But
Nah, bro, it's just the way he says nah. It's like the SEC. What do you mean? Right, every time I think of the SEC, that I can't say. I always say it like that. It's like, yeah, for sure. But like, he's good at basketball, and Tom Thibodeau's got a really good rotation with this Knicks team. Even though you got like niggas playing ridiculous minutes, but that's Tom Thibodeau basketball, right?
So you're going Pacers in 7.
I'm going Pacers in 7.
Zach, you said really when Tony said Knicks Pacers in 7. Why? What do you think? You got mic or no?
No,
you got to speak loud.
Yeah, I'll scream.
What?
What? I was talking about when KWEKU'S son was screaming on the phone.
You didn't say daddy. That nigga can't speak. Nah, that nigga can't speak. No one ever said daddy, bro. No one ever said daddy, bro. That's kind of crazy, man.
You got the power to cut it, but
that's what my man was saying.
Do you know what? I'm talking about my arse a bit because
your brother's a Knicks fan, so there's that.
There's mutuals, but I haven't looked at the numbers or how they matched up in the season, so I can't really talk too tough. But I'll say what you lot say. The eye test. When I look at the eye test, yeah, Halliburton's that guy. He deserves his respect. But the Knicks.
Just say it's a storyline, bro. Say it's a storyline.
It might be the narrative. It might be the storyline. It might be the fans. It might be when I see
Side Talk
NYC after the games. But like everything in my body just wants to see the Knicks make it to this finals, man. I don't know. Like I can't give you facts and figures and break it down, but I don't know, man. I think the Knicks have got this. I don't know.
Okay.
What about you?
I feel it.
If I'm being honest, like I was saying again, people might call me a glory hunter for this. My boy Louis is a Golden State fan though, and he's trying to call me a glory hunter. But like I've never really had a basketball team. Like I've been into basketball since 2005, 2006, but I never had a team. I thought you was about to say damn.
No, because I was a basketball fan before that.
Yeah, like 2006 finals.
Dwayne
Wade
yeah.
against Dallas. Yeah, that's why I really got into watching basketball. Had the games before that, but
NBA Live. I played NBA Live.
NBA Live, bro. I missed I had a little gap, right? NBA Live 2002 was my first ever game because NBA Live, NBA Live 2002. I was Clippers, right? Because the Clippers were the only team bad enough that I could just take all their players off, make my creative players, and put me and my boys on it.
Yeah.
And put like, and Elton Brown was the only player I kept. Elton Brown's Clippers. But yeah, so I've never had a basketball team, right? But the Knicks are calling me, bro. And I think it'll make sense for me, who's a Dallas Cowboys fan,
to be a Knicks fan.
Knicks fan as well. Those two
big market teams,
they
makes
both
sense.
They both go together, man. Both like don't really win. Both got the loudest fan bases. And both, if they do win, oh my God, the world might end. The world might end. So I think I might be a Knicks fan. But in terms of prediction, it's going to be hard. It's going to be head over heart. Like I feel like Pacers will win, but I want the Knicks to win.
I think the only way the Knicks can win, Jalen Brunson's going to get his. You need stuff from Mikal Bridges and OG. I think OG Anunoby has had a really good end. His postseason has been a bit wishy-washy, but towards the regular season, when Brunson was out, OG has stepped up, especially for like us British niggas. Even he was born in England, so we can call him British nigga. He's really stepped up. So if OG steps up, and like becomes the third option, because even though Mikal Bridges should have been the third option when they traded for him, they traded a lot for him, by the way, but
too much,
way too much. And I was just like snatched their hand at it. But he's been wishy-washy for the Knicks recently. But I guess he's playing with his pals and. Mikal Bridges?
Yeah, his eyes are fucked.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
His eyes are like, a character in the game, bro.
Yeah, his eyes are quite weird. But he's good defensively. Obviously, he came up with those 2 stops in the first round against the Celtics. In the second round against the Celtics. But listen, New York, all the best. I hope you lot lose.
Yeah.
And we'll see. I just don't know. I'm saying Pacers in 7. I'm saying Pacers in 7. Just like it could go either way, do you know? And this is the thing. I don't get why Halliburton's overrated, because Jalen Brunson's from America. He wasn't in the New York.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't in Team USA.
But do you know what I was about to say? Team USA fucked up a lot of people, by the way. Team USA made people talk about Jason Tatum a certain way because Steve Kerr didn't play him. Team USA made people look at Jaylen Brown a certain type of way because he didn't even get selected.
But yeah. if you watch the regular season, I think this is why the regular season is important. Because if you watch the regular season, no one's surprised about Jaylen Brown. Because I can't lie.
This regular season or the one that's gone?
The one just gone.
Yeah, but the one where they won the chip last year, bro. The reg season.
Even in the playoffs, Jason Tatum was a better player throughout the playoffs. It was just the finals.
But let's be honest, like leaving out the finals MVP from the Team USA squad is crazy.
Yeah, no, it is. No, yeah, that narrative is crazy. But when you realize that Jaylen Brown,
up Derek White. Come on, bro. Ahead of Jaylen Brown is insane.
Yeah, 3-and-D guy. But you know what you're getting with Jaylen Brown.
It's Team USA, bro. This has got Harlem Globetrotters. You don't care about what they really bring. Like, just get the best players and take them to the Olympics.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So you do that for majority, but then obviously when you need people coming off the bench, you need them to excel in certain roles. That's where you get your Bam Adebayos, your Halliburtons, your Derek Whites, your I won't say Ant because Ant's one of the best players talent-wise, but you get those type of niggas, right? So that makes sense. So because bro, the Celtics are going to be very scary next season as Jaylen Brown with the number one option. You know, it's going to be a very, very scary Celtics. Do not expect the Celtics to be. I know Jason Tatum won't come back.
Oh, bro, apparently he's going to be back by like April.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so the Celtics, as Thingy is the number one option, Jaylen Brown. Oh, that's going to be so scary.
All they have to do in a very weak Eastern Conference, which Giannis might not even be in next year, is make the playoffs.
And they will.
And
don't expect them to be 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah, maybe not. Who were 1, 2, 3, 4 in the East this year?
Cleveland, Boston, New York,
and Indy, maybe.
And Indy, yeah.
Rubbish.
Yeah, no, but Jalen Brunson as a number one option is scary.
No, I agree. He's not number one option, but the ball might move. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, that Team USA kind of glow, it affected a perception of a lot of people. And Tyrese Halliburton not playing a single minute or single second.
Oh, no.
Did he play? He didn't play. I don't think he touched court, bro.
No, I don't think it was him and Tatum that didn't touch court, right?
Tatum touched court, but he didn't play that many minutes. Yeah. Tatum played, but he didn't play significant minutes. Halliburton, I don't think he played, bro.
Yeah, but he just like...
And so I feel like, obviously, and that Team USA thing, we don't normally care about Olympics, but because of LeBron, Steph, we were all watching. And I think off the back of that, the fact that he got a medal, he didn't really play, people just viewed him as a bit of a joke, man. And the Snow Bunny thing happened. Like, people didn't view him as being serious. But he's a serious baller.
Everyone took that Olympics quite serious because what did LeBron say? Like, I'm coming. Like, because didn't they lose to Germany or something? Yeah,
so Germany won the FIBA, and really and truly, the best player in basketball for the last 5 years has been this fat nigga from Serbia. So that's why they.
You know who actually said it though? Who actually caused them to go? Hey. Noah Lyles. World champion or what?
Yeah.
Off the back of that. Yeah. Off the back of that, they were like, all right then.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. Calling in the Avengers. Like, that was Steph's first Olympics.
Yeah. Like, off the... I remember that...
And you remember, because Team USA they didn't even get a medal in the FIBA. Because that was with Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges and all them, man, who were the stars of that.
Nah, we can't trust you, lot.
Yeah.
And coming back.
And the Olympics...
And really, if Jalen Brunson and them, man, were in the Olympics, I don't think they medal.
What if if LeBron and that weren't there?
No. I think it was the same FIBA team.
They lose against France. I think they might medal, but I think they lose.
They lose against Serbia. They lose against France. They'll lose against France, Serbia, and probably Canada. They lost against Canada in the third game. Canada's got Shai. They got Dylan. I was gonna say Dylan Brooks. They got Shai. They got Dylan Brooks. They've got RJ Barrett. Like, Canada got niggas now.
Yeah, they got some hoopers.
Got Jordi Fernandez, the best coach in the NBA, or La Liga, whichever you want to pick, bro.
Should we go to Western Conference real quick? Because weirdly, these two teams are better than the teams in the East, but I'm less excited.
Why?
Because in the East, I don't know what it is. You got the WWE promo that you've already seen, and I think they'll be stupid not to play that out before the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's sick. You just got the narrative. You got the Knicks fans. You just got it, bro. You got it. Like,
I think this Western Conference has narratives, though.
Of course, bro. Of course, the West is always better basketball, but the East is just pulling me for some reason. And also, I can watch the games as well because it's.
I'm getting more pulled by the West.
Are you?
Yeah, because
bro, OKC do not move me. OKC don't move me at all.
So
bro.
This is the thing. So this is OKC's first Western Conference Finals. It's nice to actually see that the best team in the West in the regular season is at the Western Conference Finals. That's number one. That's nice. It's okay.
Is it?
Well, no, because
what would have been better, Jokic being in the finals or
No,
Rockets.
OKC. No, Golden State. Yeah, but no, yeah,
Well,
for,
go on.
yeah, for the neutral Golden State. But no, it's nice to know that, you know what, the regular season does matter to some extent. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Two,
And the best player in the NBA is who was
the MVP has. So there's that. Two, and back-to-back Western Conference Finals. Now this is starting to be like, yo, is Ant a ticket to the West Conference Finals now? Like, because they were sixth. No, I don't think no one expected Minnesota to make the Western Conference Finals last year, and then no one expected them to make it this year, and they made it comfortably.
So who they played in the first round? Lakers.
Dealt with them.
That's very impressive. Then they dealt with Golden State without Steph for like 3 games. Nah.
Yeah, but I'm sorry,
Like-
if you're dealing with the Lakers, I think they still, even if Steph's there, I still think they beat Golden State.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
no. Sorry,
I think it goes longer than it did.
Yeah, yes, it goes longer than it did. But listen, Golden State just got past Jalen Green and the Rockets.
The Rockets were good.
The Rockets were good.
Rockets were second seed.
Yes, but this is my point is that when we saw that game 1 with the Rockets, and the Rockets are a very young team. This was the first time they made the playoffs, the playoff experience.
Yeah.
We all knew after game 1, and when Golden State stole game 1, we all knew, Rockets.
Yeah.
But they still took it to 7.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
Against Golden State.
Okay. I don't discredit Ant, but my issue is, right, do you see any world in which Minnesota beat OKC? I don't think it's competitive. I think OKC run over them.
No, I don't.
I think they run over
I was
them.
speaking to my boy as an OKC fan, and he said the one team I don't want to meet in the Western
Oh,
Conference
bro,
Finals is
OKC got
Minnesota.
too many athletes.
No,
too
so
many.
they've got-
The bench is too deep.
Yeah.
Too many people to score points. Like Shea should give you like average 25 points, and then niggas could still beat Minnesota.
100%. But I think Minnesota is underrated because everyone from 1 to 5 and 1 to 9, if there's a 9-man rotation,
For who?
for Minnesota can
Okay.
play really good defense.
Yeah.
Really good defense.
Yeah.
And in the words of Ant McDaniels, they got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels can randomly just go off in some stages. Julius Randle is showing why.
But we are waiting for the Julius Randle bozo moment in the playoffs. We ain't had it yet.
Yeah, we're waiting for it, and we still haven't had it.
We ain't had it.
And we probably might get it, but we still haven't had it yet. So there's that. And then also, if people remember Ant versus Shea in the regular season, where Shea's like, I can't touch. Because one thing about Ant is that he's going to guard the best player. And one thing about Shea is that I remember during the regular season, there was Ant when he was mic'd up, he's like, the refs are cheating. This was against OKC. He was like, the refs are cheating. You can't touch Shea, blah, blah, blah. He said it post-match as well. So they've got like a little, because he knows like, I can't guard Shea the way I want to guard to because Shea always gets to fouls. But this is the playoffs. He's not going to get those fouls.
Adam Silver says the ref swallow your whistle. Pause.
Hey.
Adam Silver said to the refs, don't blow your whistle. Oh, God.
No, blow your whistle's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine.
Swallow your, yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry, quick.
Go on.
Ain't it funny how like the two faces of what could be in the finals is a Canadian and a YN that doesn't want to be the face of the league?
So this is another thing as well, bro. Because really and truly, if Ant, whether Ant likes it or not, his talent is making him the face of back-to-back Western Conference Finals with a bum.
Bro, it's not just his talent, it's his aura. Like, we just know it, right? And it's just like, and he's young still. And we're like, brother, we're not asking you to, you can still go and fuck on whoever you want to. We don't care. You know what I mean? We don't care. We won't intrude in your personal life. We'll make an agreement. We'll shake your hand right now and say, you do whatever you need to do. Just please take the league into a good place. Bro, because he is that guy, bro. He's been in the film already. He's got he's funny. Like, he's got the game for it. He's athletic. Like, bro, he's one of the best 3-point shooters in the league this year.
He's the truth,
He's
bro.
the truth, bro. Like, yeah, like, he's got it all, bro. And then you look at the heads on his mantelpiece, bro. He's taken out legends.
Randy Orton gave him the legend killer thing. He said, you're the new legend killer. I said, damn,
man.
bro.
Like, when you're building up, right? You're building up a superstar. That is Anthony Edwards. He looks like
And Shea's a superstar in his own right as well. So
he's Canadian, bro.
Yeah, no. But so this is face of the league.
The last 12 months have not been good for Canadian.
No, but this is face of the league talk. But I'm just talking now. We've got two superstars going head to head. Going to go head to head in the Western Conference Finals. That's nice because we can't say that.
Okay, I know what you mean. That's why you're excited. We've got like that. We've got two teams that got clear
superstars
who are superstars,
and they're going to who are the next faces.
Yeah.
Unless we got that French nigga that's coming soon. But so those men are going to go head to head because even though he's a 2 guard, he will guard Shea. He and always wants to guard the best player.
Yeah.
And he's got that mentality. So it will be good. It will be good basketball.
Yeah,
I think I think it ends OKC in 6 or 7.
I've got OKC in 5 or 6.
Nah, 6 or 7. Minnesota are so good defensively, bro. So good defensively. And I honestly feel like when it comes to this matchup as well, like it's not gonna be easy. Like I know the regular season is 1 versus 6. It makes it look easy.
Yeah.
But my boy's an OKC fan, and he's like, the one team I did not want to meet was the Minnesota Timberwolves, bro. Nah, bro. Like they switch it up when it comes in the playoffs, bro. And like last year was an anomaly. No one expected Minnesota to do it this time, and even again, they're doing it. And they've done it easier than last time.
Yeah.
Like at least last time they took Denver to 7 and they went in on 7. But
yeah,
this time,
but then but then last year against a pretty incomplete Dallas team, they lost in the Western Conference Finals. Do you know what I mean? I know it's Luka and I know it's Kyrie, but no one at the beginning of the season had Dallas. Even the beginning of the playoffs had Dallas making the finals, and obviously Luka's Luka, and they lost against them, and they probably shouldn't have lost against them. Should have beaten Dallas. So like, I just feel like this OKC team. I think OKC for them. The hurdle was Denver. The hurdle was like, all right, that's the best player in the league. We can't.
I think the hurdle was getting over the Western Conference Finals.
Getting to the Western Conference for OKC.
Yeah,
I think it's Denver. I just look at Denver and they're just one of those teams where, okay, Jamal Murray's not great in regular season, but he turns it on in the playoffs. Aaron Gordon, I don't think the players had better PR in the playoffs than Aaron Gordon. He's now a guy, right? Now you're going to be talking about Aaron Gordon, 2-game winners. One's a dunk and one's a 3-pointer. Insane. And then you got Jokic, who's generational. The fact that OKC Game 7 got it done, I think they'll take confidence, and I don't think Minnesota will have a chance, bro. I'm going 5 or 6. I'm going 5.
I'm going OKC in 7.
Fair enough. And then we're going OKC. We'll both go
OKC Pacers, and then OKC to win it.
OKC to win it on 4.
Yeah. No, OKC in like 5 or 6 against the Pacers.
And against the Pacers,
OKC Knicks would be fun.
OKC winning the title.
Yeah, no, it's about time. They've been the best team.
Question: if OKC win a title this year, is Shea their greatest ever player? Yeah.
That's like the Eberechi Eze debate.
Yeah, but I want to talk to you about the Eze. We can do that after.
It's the Eberechi Eze debate.
But if Shea wins the title, is he the greatest ever player? He'll have an MVP.
Harden can do it.
You have
KD's
got an MVP. KD's got an MVP there. Russell Westbrook got an MVP there, but he will have an MVP and a chip there.
Yeah, like
why is it? But then that's the question. Why is it difficult for you to say?
Because he's not as good as the players that once.
He's apart from KD, he's better than Westbrook.
Prime Westbrook.
I think when all is said and done, in terms of pantheon of great players,
when all said and done,
Shea will be above. He's
better than Harden.
And Harden was a 6th man when he was there as well. Yeah, he's better than Paul George.
Yeah,
he's better than Paul George. So he'll be the greatest ever player.
Yeah, OKC Paul George.
Yeah,
Pacers Paul George was different.
So Shea's the favorite right now, right?
Yeah.
And I think he can start to really build his legacy. Having an MVP and a title in this league is not easy, right? The only players in this league that have got that beyond Steph and LeBron and KD is as being the primary best player is Giannis, who we put in all-time conversations. Is Jokic, who we put in all-time conversations. Beyond that, an MVP and a title, there ain't many of them in the league, bro. That's something. And to do it both in the same year, yeah, he'll be up there, one of those guys. All right, cool. So OKC Indiana final. It'll be interesting. Not the final that everybody kind of wanted, but
it's not the most glamorous part.
It's not Lakers versus Boston.
No, it's not. But the NBA changing, man.
Yeah, I don't like it.
We don't like it, but that's what happens, man. It's what happens when Jordan was in the Wizards and you had Kobe being Bryant in 2003. I guess Kobe was earlier, so maybe he had LeBron really.
LeBron. Real quickly, FA Cup final. I think we're all Palace fans for the day. Apart from if you're a Brighton fan or if you're a City fan, we all want the Palace to win. They won. They won their first ever trophy, major trophy in their history. Eberechi Eze with a great goal. And we had a conversation before, right? The conversation about Wolf Zaha, is he streets won't forget, or is he a Barclaysman? and I can't remember what conclusion we came to, but there was always this kind of unilateral agreement that Will Zaha is Crystal Palace's greatest player of all time. Years of service, what he's done, primarily done in the Premier League, came through the academy.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I have to double check that. But he's
from South, so I think he did.
He's there considered the greatest ever player. Every Chiesa, he's not been there for that long. Elise left in the summer. Eze stayed. I think he leaves this summer. But scoring an FA Cup winning goal to deliver Palace their first ever major trophy, to score a goal in the semi-final as well, to kind of go on a run in the postseason and put silverware on Palace's head top. Is he their greatest ever player, Mauricio Eze?
It's crazy to say. I feel like, as a Palace fan, I'm not a Palace fan, but if there's one team I like in London, it would be Palace.
Yeah.
But you can make that argument. You can obviously there's some match-going Palace fans that'll be like, nah, Sean Derry or someone. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No offense to Sean Derry, I like Sean Derry. But Eberechi Eze, yeah, man, because I'm sorry, given the context, bro, like that, someone said it and on Twitter, it said that Palace XI is going to go down in history.
Yeah, of course.
Daniel, is his name Daniel Munoz? But Munoz is going to go down in history.
Yeah,
bro.
of course.
Even if he's not Palace's greatest ever right back, but their man are going to go down in history. Because whether Palace win a trophy or not ever again, they will always remember this 2025 FA Cup winning side. When years go by, if one of my children's children decide to work at TalkSport and say, let's get an ex-Palace legend on.
Yeah,
they could call Daniel Munoz and they'll put on that strap, bro, FA Cup winner.
Bro, you could call, I think that's a perfect way to look at it from our point of view, right? When we're booking guests for our show on TalkSport and like say Wimbledon are in the news, then you go through your phone checking for players that play for Wimbledon that won the FA Cup, I feel 1989 or whenever they won it. And like Palace, these players are immortalised. In 10 years' time, I was trying to get a Palace guest on, get Tyreek Mitchell. Trying to get a Palace guest on.
Joe Ward.
Get Joe Ward. Has anyone got Maxine Lacroix's number? Like, do you know what I mean?
But that's it. If you win a trophy for a team that like barely wins trophy, you're immortalised.
Yeah.
Right? And it goes back to the Ange point. If Spurs do win it, God forbid, if Spurs do win it, he's immortalised. And not because Spurs have never won a trophy, but this will be Spurs' first ever Europe. No, Spurs have probably won a cup winners.
That was the first ever English side to win a European trophy. A European trophy, obviously not the Champions League, but European trophy. Spurs first ever English side. Pretty sure.
I thought we were.
You were the first ever English side to win the European Cup, but to win a European trophy. This is a European trophy as well, though. Do you know what I mean?
We were the first ever. We won the rubbish trophy. Liverpool were the first people to do the rubbish treble. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah,
but
it is what it is. It's history, you know.
So I think Eze is also how iconic some of the things are. The goal was sick.
Yeah.
The pictures afterwards are sick. The way that my man is like so South London. The fact that he was released by multiple academies. The fact that he stayed at Palace. The fact that he's so like in interviews, like he seems just like a good guy. He's open with his faith. He's open about his faith. He just seems like a guy that you want to be friends with. Do you know what I mean? Like, and he's a hooper. Whereas Wolf Zaha, like, if you're a neutral, you didn't like Wolf Zaha. A lot of neutrals didn't like him.
Yeah, they thought because he was arrogant and stuff like
the diving or whatever.
Yeah.
He's. And I like Wolf. I thought Wolf was a baller, but like, I didn't love him. Whereas like Eze, like
there's gonna be an Eze mural now, bro. And they might not like that. Was
100%.
Zaha mural might go, and there's nothing to take. We can't take away from what Zaha done.
Nah.
He single-handedly kept that man in the Premier League for time.
Yeah,
but this is what happens with young niggas and new generations, bro. Like they just can. It's gonna look crazy for KD and Westbrook and OKC if Shea does this, because now Shea's the best. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, man. We're getting
old.
old.
Exact same thing. You give people a memory that will last for lifetime.
Yeah,
that's it.
Bro, I still remember that Southend team that beat Man United in the Carabao Cup in when like 2007 or whatever it was. You know what I mean? Like Daryl Verhaven and go off ready. Like, and I'll just beat Man. They didn't win anything. They beat Man United. So like when you create memories, you create moments, you become immortalized, and that's what Eze's done. So fair play to him. We got anything else, or is that us? Let's wrap. All right. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe and tune in next time. See you in a bit.